So this question comes from another gentleman that's played on a few records, J.L. Robinson. Okay.
Sure.
And he wants to know, with all the hit records you played on, can you name me the one that you knew was a number one as you and the rhythm section recording it in real time?
That I knew was a number one?
When you were playing it, you just knew this was going to be a big hit.
So many of them. There are just so many of them. You know, recently the drummer Dom Famularo,
Yeah.
when we were, in fact, you were there. I mean, down in Austin, Texas, when I was getting that magnificent award. Dom came in, a bunch of people sitting around the table, and he made a statement. He said, "This guy, Hal Blaine, he took all the great music away from us. We didn't get a chance to even do it because he did them all." And everybody was applauding. I mean, it was really funny. But I never thought of it that way. I never looked at it that way. All these great records that were, I happened to be at the right place, the right time, with the right song.
Do you think when, for example, you were in there with Elvis or Frank or any of these artists, the Beach Boys, when you were actually recording it, you never thought about, at the moment, wow, this is going to be a big hit, or you just did the job?
You know, I did a record with Wayne Newton. No one ever heard of this kid. They thought it was a girl singing. He was a very nice kid. And we did a record called Dankeschön. I don't know how high it got on the charts. Jimmy Haskell did the arrangements. It was a jazz type Dankeschön. It was a great song, a beautiful song. And the point is, when we did the song, I thought, why are we even doing this song? It's kind of a jazzy feel. I don't think anything would happen. It was a number one.
Right.
And to this day, I'm getting residual checks.
Really?
Where they're not residuals, but we call them new use checks, that have gone from phono record into a television show or into a movie. We get paid for that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All these years later. I just got a wonderful check from, there's a movie called American Horror or something like that. American Horror Story or something. The Horror.
Okay.
Horror,
okay.
Horror film. And it was for Fifth Dimension, Aquarius.
Okay, yeah.
Another one of those great records that created so much talk amongst drummers, that talked to me about, how did you make that transition? It was one take. I mean, we rehearsed it a lot, but we did it in one take.
Yeah.
Because records didn't do those things.
Yeah.
They didn't have trilogies. Like when we did some of the stuff, Richard Harris, the perfect example. And that song was MacArthur Park.
Yeah, MacArthur, yeah.
Some people say MacArthur's Park, but it's MacArthur Park.
Oh.
And it was a trilogy. 3 sections, different tempos and so forth. And more drummers came to me saying, that's one of the most amazing records I've ever heard. He left the cake out in the rain. I mean, these kind of lyrics and so forth. It's a magnificent song, magnificent record. The thrill that and it's another one take. It was a Jimmy Webb song. And it was Richard Harris, the fine actor. The thrill that I got out of it was that when it came to overdubbing the strings a day or two later, I got to do all the rehearsing of conducting of all the strings.
Oh, did you? Wow.
Jimmy actually did the record when we did the final
you did
take.
rehearsals.
But I did all these rehearsals with this orchestra, strings.
Yeah.
It was great, great fun. And once again, if I didn't know how to read music, if I couldn't read a score and know what was going on, who was playing what, when, and where, I could have never done that.
Okay.
That's why it's so important. If you want to be a musician, learn it. My analogy is like driving a car. When you're a kid, you first get your license or your first time behind the wheel, and you're driving like this and you're watching every light or people walking and anything going on and you're scared and you're ready to slam on the brakes. Within a couple of weeks, you're turning on the radio, you're waving to people, you're lighting a cigarette.
Yeah.
You think nothing else. It's all second nature. So once your drums become second nature to you, that's what it's all about. And that comes from the word practice and study. That's simple.